Hello everyone, Catchy13 with Catchy Gaming. And today I want to go over some of the marketing that Nintendo's been putting out. Of course, we have the main crux of what I have the biggest problem with, and that's this all together chat that they're putting on the Switch 2, and that was just footage from when they did their direct, and I absolutely hated it, and I had to channel my inner Isaac Clarke at that point in time.
Carver, reach the Admiral's quarters. Isaac's...
Turn it off.
Hey, Isaac!
Turn
Isaac?
it off.
Carver, what's going on?
Turn it off.
Isaac!
Also, can we talk about the format of what you have going on the screen right there? Why would you reduce your screen size for the chat? Just put their names in the bottom corner or something. I'm going to assume they actually have an option to minimize all of that. But if you're going to try and market that, maybe don't do that. And it kind of gets worse with that whole entire format thing. Let's go to the Paul Rudd advertisement. Not the old one, the new one. So they have the whole camera, you see your face, as well as the player screen running at 20 frames per second, allowing you to screen peek without having to be next to the person. Way to go, Nintendo, in terms of that. But all these just advertisements, I know cringe is probably an overused word, but I don't know what else to use other than utterly embarrassing, to the point where I just don't want to watch. I made myself watch, and I hate myself for it. But I wish they would stop with these whole play together thing. I don't know. I don't think this chat thing is going to be big, or that it's even a selling point. And I don't know why they're leaning into it so much. So let's talk about the trailers that they released a couple of days ago with Paul Rudd. They put out the 90s trailer with the Super NES. And then they put out the trailer with Mario Kart World, having them dressed in similar clothing. The hair is completely wrong, unfortunately, but I mean, it did its job initially, and I'm like, oh wow, it's that one advertisement with Paul Rudd from the 90s. They're recreating it. And then it goes off the rails shortly afterwards, turning into what it is. So, personally, I think leaning into the ad was actually a good detail. But this whole emphasis on the play together using the chat with the, like I said before, 20 frames per second thing, while also showing the face and having, I think it might legitimately be his niece. I have no idea. Doesn't really matter. Calling them boomers. And it might be just a lapse in my knowledge, but I have no idea who the other two guys are in any shape or form. Sorry if that's a sin against nerd culture in some shape or form. But yes, it went from, oh, you got my attention, to, you're letting Paul Rudd talk. It's like he's trying to be Paul Rudd from Ant-Man and not so much, I don't know if that's how he actually is, but we'll just say it's more like an impersonation of himself from a movie that saw some minor success, unless you're counting the third one. Personally, it doesn't work, so I thought, let's play a game. Let's see if we can cut this up and try and mimic the 90s commercial using the footage from the newer one.
When you decide to step up to this kind of power, this kind of challenge, this kind of flying, crashing, feeling, when you decide to get serious, there's only one place to come: the games of Super Nintendo. No one else creates this kind of experience, because no one else creates these kinds of games. Now you're playing with power, superpower.
Alright, some stuff based off of that little cut I just did. I decided to just use the old audio from the 90s advertisement because Paul Rudd's newer stuff is just unusable. And then the other thing is I tried to limit myself to, let's go with IPs exclusive to Nintendo, because thankfully the Zelda game is being made by somebody else, but I think it was good enough. So I didn't use any of the third-party stuff. And that's what I came up with. Working with what skills I have and the willingness to actually scour the internet for footage, which wasn't much. I mean, there's tree houses and stuff like that, but I don't want to sit through the people talking, because they're part of the reason why I'm annoyed at the marketing with Nintendo. Anyways, that was just for fun, and if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Have a good one.